thank you so much. I'm really excited that you opted in and you decided to take part in these free video training series that I've provided for you, and that really says a lot about who you are as a person. It says that you're someone that not only is interested in success, but is committed to success and committed to moving forward. It tells me that you're someone that is really hungry for new information, new knowledge, and is willing to be mentored by powerful new coaches that can support you in creating the results that you desire in life. And so as we begin this, I just want to kind of give you a quick overview of what to expect from these training videos, a little bit more about who I am and why I do what I do, and most importantly, how this will impact you and your life as you go out there and as you're making a difference in the world. So as we begin, I kind of just want to get clear on this foundation of why we're doing this and what you're looking for, and what I know about you just by the fact that you're watching this video right now is I can tell that you are someone that's hungry for new information, new knowledge, and that you're a seeker. You're a knowledge seeker that's constantly looking to grow and expand. And you probably love, like me, to go to seminars and workshops and for 3 days be immersed in this environment where you're learning and growing. Maybe you love reading books. You always have your University on Wheels where you're listening to audio programs, or you're watching educational programs, or you're watching videos, and you're just searching the internet for information that will empower you to live the life that you desire and that you dream of. And because of that, what I also know about you is you have this deep, sincere desire to share what you've learned with other people. And over the journey of your life, through the experiences you've had, through the problems that you've overcome, through the challenges you've faced, you've gained some very unique skills and tools and insights that can impact other people's lives. And what this training is all about is helping you learn how to take and package that information so that a couple things can happen. Number one, so that you can be a leading expert in your industry. And this is true whether you're an attorney, whether you're a network marketer, whether you're a insurance salesman or a car salesman or whatever. Or if you are also, like me, a speaker, a coach, or a author. So this blueprint that I'm going to share with you can relate to all these different industries and help position you as one of the leading experts in your field. The other thing that will happen as a result of that is you'll start to draw more clients towards you, and you'll start to be flooded with new opportunities, and people will begin to see you differently. And one thing that's true about experts, and why you want to be an expert, is because experts get paid more than non-experts. I mean, think about this, right? I mean, you want to work with the leaders in the field, and by being a leader in your field and positioning yourself as such, then all of a sudden you get paid way more and you're able to make a bigger impact because people naturally trust experts. And so I'm going to be sharing with you how to do that and how to package your information into products and services. I'm going to be sharing with you how to kind of build this overall blueprint for your business so that you can see how all of the different facets, whether it's leading seminars, whether it's being a coach, whether it's creating home study programs or other things, or building in other products or services you have, I want to share with you how to incorporate that into one single business that is aligned with this purpose and mission that you have, and really help clear out the clutter that sometimes you face. Because I don't know if you get this, but I'm imagining you are in information overload a lot of times. I mean, the internet is filled with all sorts of how-to information and all sorts of things, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. And I'm here to tell you that not all that information works. Even some of the information you get from the big name gurus, it just doesn't work for the average person because it's based on outdated models or based on things that aren't aligned with your personality and purpose. And so I want to help you find a business model, a blueprint that works for you. So before we start, I'm going to invite you actually to take a look below this video. There's an opportunity for you to opt in for a training that I'm going to be giving. Cut that last part. So before we start, I want to invite you to actually sign up for a one-on-one strategy session with either me or one of my coaches, where we can actually get into you and your own personal life and help you craft your own unique marketing strategy to get it out there to the world, and also to see if maybe you would be a match for the Creator Alliance. Now, the reason why I do this is three things. Number one, I know that in order for you to get the results and to implement all the things you'll be learning through this video training series, you probably need to see how it works in your own individual business, because what I'm going to be sharing with you are universal tools and universal principles that work for a wide range of businesses. What I would like to do through this one-on-one strategy session together is to help mentor you and coach you and help you see how to apply these things into your life specifically, and how to build your own marketing strategy that serves your clients in a very dynamic way, and really kind of find out where you're at, where you want to be, and help you look at the pieces that are going to be required for you to get there. The other reason why I do this is a selfish reason, which is, you know, I'm currently looking for people that I can joint venture with and create strategic partners with, and this is my way of getting to know you at a more personal level, and to see if maybe there are ways that I can promote you to my list and you can cross promote. Maybe there's ways that we can joint venture on other products, and so this is a way of opening up the dialogue and finding out what you do and seeing if that might possibly be a match. And the third reason is I'm going to be completely transparent. I want to see if you would be a good match to be part of the Creator Alliance, which is my high-level mentorship program where I guide people and hold their hands in creating all of these things and helping them build a thriving 6- or 7-figure business. And I actually just want to share with you how things work in my business to be successful at doing this, and to kind of peel back the curtain, share with you how this all works. In fact, you might be interested in knowing how this campaign that you're going through works, and how through a simple Facebook AdWord campaign, which is just one of the many marketing strategies that I teach through the Creator Alliance, how this simple campaign can easily help generate over $50,000 to $100,000 in a single month just by going through what you're doing. And I think that's sometimes interesting, and that's not what a lot of coaches or speakers will share with you, because they sometimes don't want you to know how their business works, but I'm just the opposite. I want to be completely transparent so that I can help you model what's been successful for me and what's been successful for other people. So I want to break down and share with you how that works, and we can do that more in depth through a one-on-one strategy session. So just go ahead and fill in the information below, answer the questionnaire so that I can get you set up for a time that we can talk. I typically charge $500 an hour or more for my one-on-one consultation, but just this is an opportunity for you to just begin this relationship with me, and we'll continue to move forward and see what we can create in your life in terms of massive results. So as we get started, I would love to share with you a little bit about my journey and how I discovered these 5 keys that are going to be fundamental for you creating the success in your life, and maybe that will help you understand at the core why I do what I do and why I'm so passionate about serving people in the capacity that I do as an elite entrepreneurial coach. Now, in order to do so, I kind of need to rewind back the clock and let you know that, you know, even though right now I've had the opportunity to put on over 65 workshops and seminars and do 1 or 2 every month, and have an opportunity to speak on a lot of other people's stages, and co-authored a book with Jack Canfield and a bunch of other things, like I've been blessed with so many opportunities, but it wasn't always that way. And I remember just 5 years ago, I was actually a real estate investor at the time, and I love learning, and I love growth, and I love that. And I would go to these workshops and seminars, and I'd see these guys on stage that I saw as gurus and these really powerful people, and I was like, you know, wow, isn't that cool? I'm so proud of them, but I could never do that, you know. And I remember something specifically happened one day as I was at a seminar and workshop, and I saw this speaker up there, and he was just leading these people through these huge breakthroughs and transformations, and people were, you know, just growing and like having massive changes happen in their life. And I remember watching him in front of this audience of about 600 people, and I was like, oh, maybe maybe I could be that guy. Maybe I could do that. And that thought was quickly replaced by, no, who are you kidding, Gerald? You know, do you ever have those thoughts in your mind that says, you know, you're not that expert. You're not that person that could be on stage. You're not, you know, what message would you share? And so quickly that inner voice just, boom, silenced that in my mind. I was like, yeah, never mind, forget that. But I think there was something that was stirring inside, that my message started like, and I don't know if you have felt this way, but like once a message is in there and it starts stirring, it's like the seed that just is germinating, and it's just like yearning to grow and yearning to come out. And one day, you know, one of my friends who was actually a very successful speaker and coach himself, he said, so Gerald, when are you coming out with your product? I was like, what? And then I remember one night waking up with one of those 2 o'clock in the morning ideas. Have you ever had those? Where you just wake up and you're just like, oh my gosh, like this new possibility, and it erupted in my mind, and I couldn't sleep and I couldn't relax, and I just had to go and get my notepad out and start scribbling the ideas. And what came to me was this idea of putting on this event, the seminar that brought together the best personal development and the best real estate training and put it together in one, and thus was birthed my very first event, which was called the which was called the Investor Summit. And I think that one of the principles I learned from that was, when you are driven by purpose and passion, like miracles happen and doors open that you wouldn't have imagined. And here I was, I'm such like a, you know, let's make it happen. You know, when I'm passionately engaged in things, that I just said, you know, let's just schedule it for 6 weeks from now, which was kind of crazy because, you know, sometimes it takes a little more preparation, but it said, let's just do it. And I started to bring in all the speakers and craft this vision for it. And the shocking thing, as I look back, is within those 6 weeks, I was able to get over 1,200 people registered and opted in to come to this first event that I had created. 1,200 is like, whoa, that was a lot of people. Well, not all of those people showed up, but we still had about 300, 350 people at my very first event. And here I was afraid to even speak. I was so nervous about being on stage and talking to people. Like I couldn't see myself do that because I had so much stage fright. But the guy that I had planned on being MC all of a sudden backed out at the last moment. So there I was. It was like I had to step up on stage. And I remember over the course of those next 3 days, just that connection that I started to feel with the people that were there, as I saw them start to experience these breakthroughs and start to experience all these changes that were happening in their life. And it was at the very end of the seminar, as I was kind of sharing with them about how the seminar evolved and why I was doing what I was doing. And I just remember just being gripped in this moment and just looking in the eyes of this audience as they were looking back at me. And I started to cry, and I looked out in the audience and saw the tears in the audience too, and just felt this really powerful, amazing connection. And this voice inside of me said, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Thank you for answering that call. And I was hooked. I was totally, completely hooked. But I still had no clue what I was doing. I was still completely oblivious. It ended up that because of how little I knew when I stepped into that first event, I made every possible mistake you could imagine. And at the end of the day, I ended up losing over $45,000 on that first event. Now you're saying, oh my gosh, Gerald, like, why do you have to end that story that way? You know? That's not inspiring. That's pretty demotivating. But for me, it was really powerful to say, okay, gosh, that was awesome. And oh my goodness, that completely sucked. I cannot believe how much I did not know when I did that event. And I just, like, it was a really, really painful learning lesson. But at the same time, because I had felt that strong connection to the audience and seeing the transformation, I was like, I've got to figure this out. I've got to find a way to make this work. I've got to find a way to figure out what these keys are so that I can run these events profitably so that I can keep doing them. And what was great is that, I did my next event 6 months later and ended up, just barely breaking even a little bit more. But by the third event that I did, I ended up making over $100,000 in the course of those 3 days. And for me, that was a major, major breakthrough that said, oh, wow, I figured it out. I found out how to make this work, and I figured out the keys that I was missing at the beginning. And so it's been a very fascinating journey, and I'm not here to pretend for a moment that it's always easy. If you're here looking for an easy path to riches and success, you're probably looking in the wrong place, because that path of an entrepreneurial expert is one where you're committed to live what you teach. You're committed to grow. You're committed to expand. You're committed to move through challenges. What I can tell you is by living these principles, it's going to be way easier. And what I really want to emphasize is it's not only possible, but it's worth it. And it's worth making that commitment in your life. And as you learn how to build all these keys and are committed to the long-term journey, I guarantee that if I can do it, you can do it too. And I guarantee that if you are committed enough, you will find a way to get your message out there to impact people's lives. And the other thing that I can say is, even though there's a lot of experts out there, and even though there's a lot of people sharing their information, there are people that are waiting to hear from you. And this requires you to have the courage to step up and to face your deepest fears and to take the leap and to take action and to move forward in a way that is sometimes awfully courageous and sometimes scary. So the first key in order for this entire blueprint to work is for you to tap into what I believe is the foundation of it all, which is your own personal purpose. Because purpose is the key to your personal power. You want to make a difference in other people's lives. It requires you to believe in yourself, even sometimes when no one else does. It requires you to have so much confidence and certainty in what you do that you're able to influence other people. And influence comes from being aligned with your purpose and aligned with your personal power, because then you have this access to passion and energy that keeps you up late and wakes you up early in the morning, and it keeps you driving when sometimes things don't work out, and it gives you this incredible charisma to draw people towards you. All of this comes from your purpose. So one of the questions people ask is, well, how do I find my purpose? How do I know what my purpose really is? And some people, go around and they're waiting for this great big experience to happen where angels come down and say, "La, here is your purpose. You're finally ready to live your purpose." And they're waiting for this big dramatic experience for them to finally be ready and worthy for the purpose. But this is not what I find. I find that there are clues around you every single day that will help you to know what your purpose is and to help draw that from you so you can step into your power and to live passionately. And those clues are very simple. Those clues come from really looking at what are the problems that you've overcome in your life? What are the things you feel passionate about? What are the experiences that you've gone through that have helped shape who you are? Your purpose can be found by looking at, what do you like to do in your free time? What are some of the books that you love to study, and what do you like to read? What are the things that you've learned through your life through education? All of these help you identify what your purpose are, and they're all clues to support you in serving other people. Another example of purpose is just look at what comes naturally and easily to you, which may be a challenge for other people. I'm here to tell you, when you step into the world of being an expert, there will be people that are drawn to you simply because they sense this foundation of purpose in your life, and they're drawn to you because you've stepped into living that calling. And what I also know is when you're living from this calling, when you're living this mission that's coming from you, you're guided by this power that is way beyond who you really are on your own. And this is one of the things that I want to emphasize and re-emphasize as you continue to move forward, is when you're aligned with this purpose, you will have the power to go through all of these other strategies and tactics that we'll be talking about in the upcoming videos. So my invitation for you right now is just make sure that you register for our one-on-one strategy session so I can help you look at your marketing, look at where you're at, look at some products that you've created, and figure out how to make that work, and once again to see if maybe you would be a match to be part of this journey and be part of this elite group that we have called the Creator Alliance. So I look forward to continuing this conversation with you and helping you identify these other 4 keys that will transform your life and empower you to get your message out there. And until we have a chance to speak next time, just remember your message matters. Who you are and your purpose is so incredible. And even if you're just stepping into figuring out what that purpose is, continue the search and look for those clues all around you. And when you do, you'll find this access to passion unlike anything you've ever experienced. So look forward to being on this journey with you. Look forward to the next video. Feel free to leave comments, questions, so that we can get back to you. And until we speak next time, remember, you've got one life to live. Live big.